Welcome to 365 Language Planet. Do you love learning and using languages? If you do, you should join the Language Study Club livestream. In the live stream, you can share and create sentences in any language with study buddies. The live stream is at 10 p.m. Japan Standard Time, almost every night. I hope to enjoy learning and using languages with you there. Now, let's begin tonight's show. This is Let's Speak English and Nihongo Live, episode 22. The theme of this episode is Raising a Child in Japan. Nihon de no kosodatte. Before we start, let's check this month's 365 language planets. So far, we have 9 language planets. Y-O, Charming, Kanmama, Takanona, Hiroti, A Highbridge, Hiromi Okada, Grandma K, and K Workshop. Way to go! If you want to become a 365 language planet, all you need to do is share an idea in the chat or in the comments. So, let's begin! Hajimemashou! To discuss tonight's theme with us, I have a very special guest who is Heather! Hello?
Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for joining the show with us tonight. Before we start,
thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. Before we start, please tell us a little bit about your life in Japan.
All right. My name is Heather, and I have been in Japan for 22 years. I just celebrated my 22nd Japan anniversary, and I work at a few universities in Gunma, and I have a daughter, and she's 12 years old.
Okay, so I think you will be a great person to talk with about tonight's theme. So, let's begin. The first question of tonight's show is, what do you think is fun about raising a child in Japan? 日本語で日本で子育てをする上で楽しいことは何でしょうか? So now, please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. 今、チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. So, Heather, what do you think is fun about raising a child in Japan?
Yeah, I really like a lot of the events that the schools have. This week, my daughter at school, with her class, they picked onions out of a neighboring farm nearby the school. So the classes went to get some onions. So our dinner tonight was made from the onions that she picked this week at school.
Yeah.
So I like a lot of the fun events that they do with their classes.
Yeah, and of course, like sports day too.
Yeah.
That's a really big thing.
Yeah, sports day is really huge. We had a sports day when I was a kid, but it wasn't this big.
Yes. Yeah, I love the, I remember when my son was in kindergarten, he sometimes he went to their school farm and they got daikon or potatoes. And
Uh-huh.
yes, that was fun. But yeah, I think,
Yeah, every year we get a different vegetable.
that's great. That's great. Well, how about the audience? Is there anything you think is fun about raising a child in Japan? Um, do you think going to festivals is fun with kids? Like
Are you asking
Tanabata
me?
festival or like
Oh, I love
fireworks
it. Yeah, I
festival?
love all the festivals.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do
I like all of them.
do you and your daughter get dressed up? And
Yeah, she does. She wears the yukata, and I used to wear the yukata, but I don't anymore. I just dress her up and take her out.
yeah, sounds fun. Recently I love to wear the jinbei. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, very,
I like those. They're really cool.
very, very simple and yeah. But yeah, anyone in the audience? What do you think is fun about raising a child in Japan? Maybe there's nothing fun for people. Uh, And that's okay, if you think there's nothing fun about raising a child, that's okay. You can say that too. Um, but yeah, I think there's a lot. There's a
What do
lot
you
that's
like?
fun. Sometimes it's tough, when you're busy and tired,
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
Um, I think
Yeah.
yes,
I um I have a girl, so I really love all of the cute things in Japan that you can buy for them.
yeah, I bet.
So Japan has a lot of really cute kawaii stuff that you can buy for a little girl.
Yeah, I guess I don't know too well, but I can imagine. I can imagine. I think one more fun thing for me was we don't do it as much as we used to, but when my son was little, we used to go to the arcade, like a kind of game
Oh
arcade.
yeah.
All right, well, we
Mm-hmm.
got Hiro T. Thank you so much for joining the show tonight. Hiro T says, watching children grow up is a joyful and happy experience, and this is not limited to Japan.
Mm, true.
Yes, it's very true. Very true. Okay, well, if you're still typing, please continue. Okay, Takesh, thank you for joining tonight's show. It was fun to watch my kids participate in the athletic events. Sounds
Mm,
great. Charming,
yeah, me
thank you for
too.
joining tonight's show. I think it's lots of fun about raising a child in Japan. Watching child grow up is fun, I guess. Very nice. Thank you for sharing that. Do you agree?
Me completely.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, it seems like it happens so fast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, once it's over, once it's over, it's so fast. But before, all right. Well, great job, guys, sharing ideas. Let's move on to the next section. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。Okay, so now people can ask us questions, and you can ask us questions by changing the original question, or making a new question is okay as well. Yeah. So yeah, and I think for me an interesting question is like, what do you think is different between raising a child in Japan versus the U.S.?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
I've been here for so long.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, my brother has kids, and so I get to know a little bit about raising kids. I was in my 20s when I came to Japan, so I don't have that experience.
Well, I was, based on my childhood, I feel like
Yeah,
the security is much higher in Japan than in my hometown.
yeah,
My
yeah, I
friends
think
and I
that's
used to
true.
enjoy trying to, sneak out of our homes at night, you
Yeah,
know. But I feel I don't get the same feeling like that kids do that in Japan. Do you?
yeah. No, I mean, I don't hear about it, but I didn't try it as a kid, but yeah, I mean, I don't hear about it. I think kids are
I think it's just
quite well behaved here.
I guess it must be so much more difficult because of the lights and like all the buildings. Or like in my
Yeah,
hometown, it
I
was like
guess.
very dark at night,
Oh, okay.
and so it was it was kind of
Yeah.
easier to sneak out or and so I don't know.
Yeah, I think American houses are bigger, so you don't always know what's going on the other side. In Japanese houses, you kind of know what's going on everywhere.
Well,
So I think it might be hard.
right, we have a question. Takesh says, "Do you think it is safer to raise children in Japan or in the U.S.?" Great question.
I think it's safer to do everything in
In
Japan.
Japan,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely safer.
Yeah, I've always,
Some
for me, I
things
kind
we
of
don't
pinch
have to
myself
worry about.
occasionally, just thinking like I'm so lucky I survived my childhood. But it's like
What kind of childhood did you have?
well, just kind of sneaking out at night. Yo says, "What do you think is important about raising a child?" And Yo, thank you
Hmm,
for joining tonight's show. That's a great
that's a
question.
really good question. Wow, I mean, we could write books about that.
Yeah, from my experience, I think just love. Love is the most important thing.
Hmm,
You know,
yeah,
no one's perfect. But if you love your, if you have love, you're gonna do the best you can at least.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
So
think it's good to love them unconditionally and also to listen to them
yes.
and to
Well,
know that their feelings are real.
yes. I wonder what do you think? That's a great question. Takanona, thank you for joining tonight's show. Says, what do you like most about raising children? Oh, great question.
Ah.
Any idea?
What I love is sometimes when I find with my daughter some things that she does that are exactly like me,
Wow.
and some things that she does are completely different from me, and it's fun to see them both.
Yeah.
When we do something the same, I feel excited, but when I see her be her own person, I feel excited too.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I think I don't know, it's kind of yeah, it's a great question, Takanona. That is a great question. And
Mm,
uh, yeah, I don't know. I think I think having a child uh maybe teaches me a lot about life. So I think
hmm.
learning about life is great by having a child.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Takanona. If you have an answer, please let us know in the chat. Okay, well, let's move on to the second question of tonight's show, which is Is there anything tough about raising a child in Japan? 日本語で日本で子供を育ている上で大変なことはありますか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. Alright, so what do you think, Heather? Is there anything tough about raising a child in Japan?
Well, I think raising kids is tough anywhere. But different here. I think it's easier now, but in the beginning when my daughter started school, there were many things that I didn't know that Japanese people think is very atarimae. It's just everybody knows it. And like the things that you have to buy for school, like the sansu seto, everybody knows what it is because everybody had one and everybody knows you need one. And there was a list of things that when she started school, in elementary school, I didn't know what any of them were.
Wow. That sounds tough. That sounds very tough. Yeah.
So, a few times I just go to the store and I give them the list and say, I want everything on the list.
That's smart. That's very, that's being a problem solver.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows the sansu seto because it doesn't matter how old you are. In Japan, you had one as a kid, and they haven't changed in like 50 years.
Yes. Yeah. For me, that was not so tough, but I didn't really handle it much. But I did have to. It was kind of tough to train my son to do homework. That took a few years to get him to kind of peacefully do homework.
And how does he do now?
He does, it's very good. He's kind of, became, I think, stronger. Like, he has a little bit kind of stronger, like, brain that he he understands. If I finish the homework, I can play a game or do something. But for a long time, it was so hard. He just wanted to, did not want to do the homework first. He wanted to play games first.
My daughter just started junior high school, but in elementary school she went to Gakudo, and that was great because they do the homework with them. So when I picked her up, her homework was finished, and when we went home, she could just play because she was finished.
Yeah, that's so, but still, even so, some kids at the Gakudo don't do their homework and they just play. Too. And
that's true. There were some of those.
And so, my son
I'm
always...
lucky. I'm lucky I got a kid that's okay doing homework.
Yeah, and I think girls, they kind of develop a little bit of the willpower, like faster than boys, perhaps. So. Well, Takesh says, I raised 3 children and it was hard because I needed a lot of money. No joke. No joke.
Yeah.
I agree.
Says, especially 3. Oh my goodness.
In Japan, most fathers do not participate much in raising children, so mothers have a very hard time. Yeah, and that's, it's kind of probably true around the world.
Yeah.
Yes. Charmin says, I worked every day as something of a maybe restaurant, so it was very busy. Owner of a restaurant, so it was very busy every day. I had to do raising child and do business. Yeah. It was very tough for me. How about you?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that sounds tough.
I'm sure, you've been working full time, pretty much. You,
Me?
yeah, I mean, yes. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm working well, it's part-time,
yeah,
but it's full-time hours.
yeah. So it makes life
So,
tough.
yeah.
Right. Why else is
Yeah,
there
it
are many?
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are many tough things about raising children. Too many. Oh, maybe though. You might say the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah. Yeah, where do
Oh,
you start?
yeah, yes, but it's exciting, and I always say, like my big mantra nowadays is rest, rest, rest. 'Cause, you
That's a
know,
good one. I
if
like that.
you take a good rest, it's much easier to handle the challenging activity. Than
I
like it,
tried to do that.
yes, yeah, easy. It's easy to say, right?
It is.
Not so easy to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
every time I rest, I think about things I should be doing.
Yes, I hear that a lot. Okay. Why else says thank you so much. All right. Well, now let's try to write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。So, again, you can write a new question by changing the original question, or by making a completely new question. What are you drinking tonight, Heather?
I am drinking ice water.
Sounds great.
Yeah, cheers to you and
Cheers.
everybody.
Yes. Tonight I'm drinking my original drink. I call it Pocardi Super Light.
Oh, what is that?
It's like it's a I don't have the box anymore, but I buy this box of Bacardi Sweat, like drink mix,
Oh, okay.
and then I
I
use
thought you said Bacardi.
no, like the rum.
Pocari, yeah.
Yes, yeah, that sounds good too, but not super light.
Oh, okay. Pocari sweat.
Yes,
Okay.
Bacardi
All right.
super light, and so I'm trying
All
to
right.
hydrate well today. So I have
Uh-huh.
energy to study tonight. I was very tired last night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like what is it, the Pocari water or something like that?
Well,
I
there
like
is
that one.
the son likes that too. It's like Carupis water. Nope.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's not Calpis water. It's Pocari water. It's
Oh, Bacardi
the
water.
light blue one.
Not Bacardi
Yeah,
sweat.
it's a little bit lighter than the regular Pocari sweat.
I see. That's kind of like my drink, but I call mine Bacardi super light. Kind
Oh,
of like
okay.
Asahi super dry, but Bacardi super light.
Sorry, super dry.
Yes.
Pocari super light.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm drinking water. I'm drinking water super cold.
Super cold. Yeah, with ice. Oh, sounds great. Well, if you have a question you want to ask Heather and me, please let us know by writing it in the chat or in the comments. Any kind of question is okay. Although I think there might be a lag tonight. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hiroti says, what do you think is tough about living in a foreign country? Great question.
Oh my goodness. Hmm.
Well, definitely shopping for school supplies. It's one tough thing. Anything else
Uh,
tough?
in general, anything in general or with kids?
I guess anything in
What
general.
do you think? Anything in general. I think it's easier after, 20 years. But mm, I don't know. What's
Well, I think I was very fortunate that I studied Japanese for like 3 years in university before coming to Japan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yes,
Oh,
and
lucky you. I knew 2 words when I came. I knew kawaii and I knew kampai
oh,
when I came.
that's very I think that's very brave to
That's
come
fun.
with that much knowledge.
Yeah.
Very brave. I would be a little
Um,
scared if that's all I knew.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, the hardest thing. I guess, when I came, it's easier now, but when I first got here, it was really difficult to find shoes
Oh
in
yeah.
my size. I'm a 24.5,
Wow.
and back then, 20 years ago, they didn't have 24.5 for ladies' shoes.
Wow.
I used to have to go to Tokyo to buy shoes.
Yeah, that's
But
tough.
now it's much, much easier.
That's tough
You
for
can
me
get that
too.
size anywhere now.
All right. Well, Takesh said,
Yeah.
do you think Japanese children are not very active?
No, I think they are. I think they are.
They ride bikes a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they walk to
And walk to
school and they
school.
ride bikes to school, and they've got their club activities that they're busy with.
I
Um,
agree. I think so too. Kan Mama joined tonight's show. Thank you very much.
yeah.
Kan Mama says, in Japan, lots of mothers are very busy without father's help. What do you think? I don't know. I think that's probably
I'm a single
everywhere in the world.
mother.
Uh,
I'm a single mother, so I don't have
yes. Can't imagine. It's
yeah,
hard to say,
yeah.
but they I think a lot of mothers are very busy, but it's like like my mother. I
Mm,
think she tried to do too much. Like doing
mm,
lots of sports. I kind of putting all the kids in lots of sports activities and gardening and taking care of the
yeah,
house. Um, it's like I think it's dangerous. Like if you're trying to do too much,
yeah.
will kind of burn you out and uh, make life tough.
Hmm,
But who knows? Maybe
yeah.
I mean, that was kind of her passion, was like doing all those things. And so it's kind of crazy.
Mm,
Like on one hand, it can make you happy, but on the other hand, it can make you very
mm,
tired and then unhappy.
mm.
So we're you gotta try to find the balance. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, we're gonna move on to the last question of tonight's show, which is, I think Japan is a great place to raise a child. How about you? 日本語で、日本は子育てに素晴らしい場所だと思います。あなたは? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. Okay, timer's working. All right, so how about you, Heather? Do you think Japan is a great place to raise a child?
I do. Yeah. I mean, it's such a safe place. It's a great place um to raise a kid and to To live.
Yes, I think so too. They're definitely.
Yeah.
I think the schools are safer than in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say the schools are perfect, but they definitely seem
Yeah, of course.
safer.
Yeah, I mean, that's, when you have a kid, that's the most important thing that you think about.
I think when I was a child, it was like we were kind of like all the boys were kind of in a race to grow up as fast as we could. Uh, we wanted to do
The girls
everything
were
that
too.
grown-ups could do as fast as we could.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
now we just want to be a kid again.
not healthy. It was not so healthy and a little dangerous,
Yeah.
but it's I think everything has good points and bad points.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyways, how about the audience? Do you think Japan is a great place to raise a child? Let us know in the chat. Let's see, Charming says yes, I think so too. Most places are safe. Let's say safe. Nice idea, Charming. Maybe especially in Guma.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of you know highly dangerous places in Guma. You think?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to see the kids playing outside, just by them, not by themselves, in groups of kids at the park and stuff. It's nice to know that it's still safe to do that.
Yes. Yeah, I think I would say just for me, like the only kind of scary thing is like riding a bike and all the cars.
The cars. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean that's like the dangerous
Yes.
part.
Yes. He says, above all, it is safe and there is plenty of food.
Mm.
Nice. Yeah, like it's kind of I think like I've never gone hungry. Knock on wood. I've never gone hungry in my life,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like I
Yeah,
think
I
that
never have either.
yes, the challenge is it's like more difficult to not eat food than to get food.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
Yeah, I had a sweet potato at dinner tonight and I love sweet potatoes. It
that's great.
was one of those already cooked sweet potatoes that you pick up at the supermarket.
Hmm.
I love those so much.
Yeah, they are amazing. See,
Speaking of
Mama
not
says
not going hungry.
there are many town community rooms in my city. Yeah, that's one of the, kind of a very interesting thing about, like for me, about living in Japan is all the, like every kind of, town inside the city has their own kind of community room, right? Like
Hmm.
community place.
Yeah.
So and my Bashi, has a lot of different like little towns, which
Hmm.
that's always sounds so strange to me to say like a town like inside a city.
Uh-huh.
I would say
Yeah.
it would be much more beautiful English to just call them neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Even the kanji is like the town kanji or something, but
Uh-huh.
it's not really a town. So yeah, I would call. I think if you want to, make it, more beautiful, I would say kind of the like community is okay. Community rooms or
Yeah, community's
neighborhood
good.
community centers or rooms.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, well, if you're still typing, please continue and you can share your ideas anytime during the show or after the show. All right, but now let's move on to the last section of tonight's show. Please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。Maybe. Okay, so this is the last section, last time to ask me and Heather a question. It could be about raising kids in Japan, or it could be about anything. Do you want to ask me a question? Heather?
Oh, you're talking to me. Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, what's your favorite place to go with kids in Gunma?
Great question. It's a tough question because I think there are many nice places, but and now recently, I think my family, like our favorite place to go is a park. It's kind of near Kayaki Walk that has lots of grass. It's a big kind of grass area park. And we often go to a bakery first and get some food, and then we go to that park.
Oh, nice.
And we can just, kind of sit on camping chairs and watch my son throw run around the park and throw stuff, like throw like airplanes and things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very nice park to hang out.
Yeah.
Not like super. Anyways, how about you, Heather? Do you have a favorite
When my
place
daughter
to
was
go with kids?
young, yeah, when she was little, we used to like Nuna Park. That was fun
Yeah,
with the rides and stuff.
I wish. One of our favorite places to go was Skyland Park
Oh,
in Shibukawa.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was it's a big kind of because in Maebashi there's a Luna Park,
Yeah.
which is maybe one of the world's smallest amusement parks.
It is. But
So
I mean, when you're 4 or 5 years old, it's the greatest place.
yes, it was great. It was great. Takesh says, I think it is unfortunate that there is no English speaking environment to raise children in Japan. Do you think so?
I don't know. I mean, I speak English at home, so um, that's I mean, if you do speak English at home, there is, but outside of your home, there's not really. Other than, your friends and their kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Viola says, I think Guma is a great place to raise a child and to live. How about you? Yes,
Yeah, I
we
like
think so
Guma.
too, I think. We think so too.
Well, we have been here for so long,
Yes.
you and me.
Yes. Yeah, I would say the only bad thing is the heat. And
Oh,
so,
yeah, and the wind.
yes. And the wind, the wind too. So, I'm kind of, my son doesn't play sports much, which is kind of like for me and my brothers, we played sports a lot, like probably too much. And so it made school hard. Um, it made doing homework hard because I was always so tired from sports
Oh, yeah,
practices. That's what I
yeah.
say. That's my theory. But I think I'm kind of fortunate that he doesn't play because I think like playing sports, especially in the summer season, is like very risky nowadays.
Yeah,
I would especially if you play really hard and sweat a bunch.
yeah. And outside.
So, yeah, I'm kind of a little lucky about that. All right. Well, if you're still typing, please feel free to share your questions or answers in the comments anytime. But that's the end of tonight's show. Thank you so much for studying English with Heather and me. Anything you would like to say, Heather?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. This was a lot of fun.
So,
And thank you, everybody, for coming.
thank you so much, too.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
one thing I want to tell people about is your awesome Instagram page
Thank
called
you.
Pan Creative, I think.
That's right.
Yeah. So what kind of I put some pictures up from your Instagram, but what uh, what kind of what kind of things do you post on your Instagram page?
I do a lot of recipes and healthy lifestyle. So I do recipes that are low fat, no salt, no sugar, no dairy.
And that look,
Uh,
I haven't
and
tried them, but I read a little bit, and they look very delicious, and I think maybe pretty not too difficult to make.
yeah, I like stuff that's easy and tasty.
Yeah, so
So none of the recipes are difficult because I don't have time for that.
sounds fantastic. I always think the best food is easy, healthy, and delicious.
Well, then you've got to stop by my Instagram page because
Yeah,
that's all we have.
I I think so. I kind of like it's really tough for me to make new dishes. I'm kind of like a little bit of a robot where I just
Uh,
make and eat the same stuff
Me
every day.
That's why I do the Instagram pages.
Yes,
Yeah, that's why the Instagram pages helped me
I guess I
um,
maybe
get
my new
some
goal
more
would be to
ideas.
try to make one of these dishes each week. Just
Oh, yeah.
try to expand my food a little bit.
Mm. Your
All right.
repertoire.
And if you have the energy to study more tonight, I am going to do a new live stream I call the Language Study Club at 10 p.m. tonight, where it's kind of like because like one person said about the like environment to study English. Um, it's tough to have a environment to study. So I'm trying to make this live stream to give me and other
Mm.
people a space to study instead of watching
Mm.
like YouTube videos at night. So Hiroti says, "Hi Heather, I was once your student. What a nice surprise."
Ah, well,
Yeah. I think, maybe back in the day when you were kind of working at like a maybe English conversation school for kids or
hello. Maybe.
for grown-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome. What a surprise. I think what a nice surprise.
Yeah, that's so exciting to see. Every Friday, I pass one of my old students, and I'm so happy to just see somebody from so long ago and to see them regularly at the train station. And I love that. It makes me so happy.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much again for joining the show tonight.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank
you
you
know,
so much for inviting me.
yeah, my pleasure. Well, have a great night, and I hope
Thank
to see you
you.
guys all again soon. Mata
Yeah,
chikai
thank you so
uchi ni
much.
aimashou. Goodbye. Good night.
Bye. Thank you.